Hello again. I dare say that viewers in Britain will have noticed that with all the news about the death of Queen Elizabeth, this has rather overshadowed the subject of illegal immigration. Indeed, unless the number of such arrivals actually breaks a record, as on September the 4th when 1,140 turned up in one day, the media don't seem to mention this subject all that often. Perhaps they feel that the average person no longer cares or wishes to know how frequently our borders are breached in this way. Well, I care, and I want to know. So too, I rather suspect some of those who watch these videos. For a while, the figures on channel crossings in that way seemed to vanish from sight entirely, even on official websites. But now that the Ministry of Defence is ultimately responsible for the task of keeping track of such matters, they at least are recording the information and putting it up promptly onto their website. In a way, these figures are encouraging because we know that not only are they perfectly accurate, but that now the armed forces are in charge of detecting and recording such matters, every single boat is logged, and that none reach our shores that we do not know about. This is because radar and drones and so on are used to scan the channel, and this is the kind of thing which the Navy are pretty good at. The implications are in some ways heartening because the figures recorded for the number of people entering Britain in this way last year and in previous years missed out on an awful lot of landings which nobody really knew much about. This is no longer happening, and so at least we know the precise number of such events now and the exact number of people coming here. I give a link to the Ministry of Defence website in the description to this video, which tells us that the day before yesterday 253 people arrived in 8 boats. I think it fair to assume that no boats landed which were not known about. The reason that I find this encouraging is that although the numbers this year appear to be higher than for 2021, this may not be the case at all. It might be that we are simply recording more accurately now, and it's even possible that fewer people arrived this year. At least we're not missing any of them now. I love the language, by the way, used on that website, with its talk of unregulated migrants. What they actually mean, of course, is illegal immigrants, but that phrase has a faintly quaint and old-fashioned sound about it these days. Of course, 253 new people to feed and house in just 24 hours is nothing to celebrate, and I'll be the first to concede that, but at least we now know that this is the limit of the numbers. Previously, quite a few unrecorded boats were slipping through and landing in various places without anybody knowing just how many people had been on board. Those who, like me, want to know exactly what is going on cannot do better than look at the website, which I give a link, to keep up to date with the situation. Of course, I am, like many people, appalled at what's happening, and I would far rather that the armed forces were repelling this slow war of attrition, the invasion by the drip of arriving young men of military age. But at least we can now accurately gauge the real scale of the thing.